Hello, team, and welcome to week 5. This is where we're going to be focusing on lifestyle, stress, and energy. I don't know about you, but I'm absolutely having the time of my life. And yeah, I just don't want this challenge to end, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is going to be about reinforcing, but we're going to make this week quite fun because this is focusing back to the core fundamentals, which really do bring you lasting change. So this is all about why fat loss is harder when life is chaotic. We want to help you manage stress and recovery, and more importantly, build routines that support progress. So it's about understanding how lifestyle, stress, and recovery affect fat loss. When life feels chaotic, consistency becomes harder. Now, our aim is to calm the system and support progress. Now, why lifestyle matters for fat loss. Stress affects hunger hormones, and then poor sleep increases cravings. Right, a lot of the time when I speak to people with insomnia, it's not the actual insomnia which is making them overweight. It's usually the lack of sleep. But low energy ultimately leads to poor choices. Fat loss isn't just about food and training. Lifestyle plays a huge role in appetite, energy, and decision making. Stress and cortisol. Now, of course, stress raises cortisol, and cortisol increases cravings. That's where emotional eating and stuff comes from. And then chronic stress slows progress. High stress keeps the body in survival mode, and managing stress helps fat loss feel easier. Sleep and recovery. Sleep is one of the most underrated fat loss tools. Better sleep improves appetite control and energy. All right, let's not forget sleep regulates hunger. All right, recovery supports training, better training performance, and then consistency improves with rest. The power of a routine. Routines reduce decision fatigue. I've got every little detail of my life planned out to the finest minutiae of detail. Now, consistency beats motivation. You guys know I hate motivation. There are days when I feel unmotivated, but those are the days when I actually just go for it. And I want all of you to do the same. Habits create momentum. Routine removes reliance on motivation, and remember that simple, repeatable habits are the goal. Habit stacking. I absolutely love Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'm going to talk about another book in the next slide, but if you haven't read it yet, you're missing out. Go and read it. It will change your perspective, and slowly over a period of time, you'll start to drip feed in new habits, which will just make all this lifestyle, wellness, fitness stuff so much more enjoyable and process a lot smoother. So habit stacking, that's when you attach habits to existing behaviors. And then small habits over a period of time compound. Consistency without effort. Now, habit stacking makes new habits easier by linking them to things you already do daily. So for example, I use this example a lot, but you brush your teeth at night. So why not do that earlier to stop you from having more snacks? You also might decide that you're going to do a HIIT workout in the morning. I use the example of running, but not everybody wants to run. Why not get your gym kit out the night before? When you're shopping, why not take care of your trolley before you get home and make sure that there's plenty of veg in there, there's minimal crisps and chocolate and alcohol, etc. All the things that cause you to be in a calorie surplus and overindulge. Why not take care of that when you're doing your online shopping or when you're in the supermarket? Just whatever works for you. These are all forms of habit stacking. And over time, when, you know, if you get it into your mind that you want to do something that's new, that's uncomfortable, and then what to do, think about what are you already doing, which you could, you know, use in order to implement that new habit. Simple lifestyle anchors, consistent sleep and wake times. Now, I wake up at 5 o'clock religiously every morning. I do my yoga. I do a little bit of cardio just to bring my state to that level of high performance. I also do meditation. I do affirmations. I do reading and I do scribing as well. And that gets me set up for the day. Because at the end of the day, I need to show up my best self for all of you. Because if I'm not showing up that best version of myself, then who am I to be giving you all of this advice? But anchors keep you grounded even on busy or stressful days. So move daily. Now, I'm not saying you need to go to the gym and spend an hour in the gym every day, but even on the days where you're not in the gym, you may want to consider an act of recovery. So that could be walking, getting your steps up, hitting a minimum of 10,000 every single day, or it could just be a simple Pilates routine, etc. And then, of course, evening wind down, you want to reduce screen time. What I now do is I set an alarm for going to bed because I want to be in bed by 9:30. That's not that I'm going to fall asleep at 9:30, but I do want to, you know, be able to wake up at 5 o'clock and feel like I've had the recovery that and the rest that I need. So evening routine is just as important as your morning routine. Okay, your task this week, I want you to create one simple routine. You can also join the 5 a.m. club and download the Miracle Morning app. If you're brave, if you do, then yeah, you get extra points. But I want you to stack one new habit. I want you to notice as well stress and food patterns, all right? And I want you to see where that's coming into play because a lot of the time when we overindulge in stuff, it's not linked to being hungry. All right, it's not because our ghrelin levels, in other words, the hunger hormones are high, it's because we're stressed. All right, cortisol's high, and in order to counteract that, we need some form of dopamine, and that's what we get from snacks and wine and crisps, etc. Nice in the moment, but you pay the price later on. All right, but this week is about calm consistency instead of adding pressure. Final reminder for this week, fat loss becomes easier when your lifestyle supports it. Calm creates consistency. Don't be stressed. Right, I'm not giving you a lot of information here. Right, but progress, remember, comes from alignment. All right, you make that choice. Take care of what's happening up here first, and then everything else will follow suit. And you do not need to do absolutely everything at once. We're not aiming for perfection. We're aiming for discipline and consistency. Thank you very much.